Hi everyone. Today I want to talk to you about answering this question. What is a limit? To understand a limit in math, it's probably going to be easier for me to explain it to you if I give you an actual real life application. So there's a bunch of real life applications of limits, and I've chosen my favorite one today to share with you all. I also think it's the most annoying thing on earth to deal with, so I thought we'd go there. So what is my application for today? It is football! Yes, I enjoy American football. My husband's taught me all about it, and I now understand it. Now, do I agree with them, and do I love the way they do it? No, I've got a couple issues. My biggest issue is what happens when you get close to the goal, or the end zone, sorry, not the goal, the end zone. Well, let me show you what I mean. So what I've done is I've drawn you a lovely little, yes, I tried, lovely little football field to help illustrate what my issue is with football. So let's suppose you have the two teams, offense and defense, and let's suppose we have a football maybe somewhere right here. Okay, so here's my football. Now, if you don't understand American football, that's fine. I'm going to give you enough information here, I hope, to help you understand what's happening in this particular situation. So here's your football. Your football is at the 30-yard line. So you have the offense, you have the defense. The offense gets up there and they run their play, and the defense is supposed to defend. But a lot of the times the defense will make a mistake, and they'll get what's called a penalty. Typically, a penalty in football is 5, 10, or even 15 yards for the really big ones. So let's say you get up there, or the team gets up there, and let's say there's a penalty. Let's say it's a 10-yard penalty on the defense, which means the ball moves closer to the end zone, which means you're getting closer to a touchdown for the offense. Okay? Now, they get up there, they run a play again. Let's just suppose they make another silly mistake on the defense, and they cause another penalty. Well, 5, 10, or 15 yards. What's it going to be? Well, the ref makes a choice, and let's say they go another 10 yards. So now the football's right here. All right, they run another penalty, or they run another play, and they have another penalty. This happens a lot, okay? They make a lot of penalties sometimes. So they're only 10 yards from the end zone. What happens if the referee wants to give them another 10-yard penalty? Can they? Well, no, there's only actually 10 yards left to go. If they give them a 10-yard penalty, they'll be at the end zone, which means the team will score a touchdown on a penalty. And that cannot happen in football, at least not American. So instead, what the referee will say is, let's go halfway to the goal. That's the penalty. So in this example, if they wanted to give a penalty of halfway to the goal, they would end up with, instead of 10 yards left, they would end up with 5 yards left. So here's your footballs, now 5 yards away. Now, let's just suppose that this defense is the worst defense ever, and they keep making penalties over and over and over again. Well, now you only have 5 yards left. So what are they going to do? Well, the most they can give them is, again, halfway to the goal. So now we're down here. Here's our new football right here. It's 2.5 yards away from the goal. This is what drives me crazy, though, because I want to know how far they have left. They don't actually tell you. They just say how many downs, like first down and goal, second down and goal, third down and goal. They don't actually tell you how far away they are. I want to know, is it 2 feet? Is it 2 yards? Is it 2 inches? How far? Yeah, it drives me crazy. But the point here is they only are now 2.5 yards away. If they make another penalty, they would go halfway between there. I want you to think about this. We were at 10 yards. Then we went to 5 yards. Then we went to 2.5 yards. Every time they do a penalty at this point, it has to be halfway. So half of 2.5 is 1.25. And then half of that would be 0.625. And then half of that, let me ask you a question. If they continue to give penalty after penalty after penalty on the defense, what's going to eventually happen? Will they eventually reach the end zone? Will they eventually score because the defense caused so many penalties? We'll just keep doing the math. Keep dividing by 2. So 0.3125. Okay, I'm going to start rounding here because I don't want to go out too many decimal places. 0.156. If we divide that by 2, 0.078. we're getting really close to the end zone. The end zone would be where? The end zone would be at 0 yards. If I keep dividing this by 2, will I ever get to 0? Technically, no. You can always divide a number by 2 and still have something left. It will be a really, really tiny number, but it will have something left. So no, the answer to this question is we will never actually get to 0. However, we are going to get to a very small distance from the end zone. So small, in fact, it's going to be almost 0. What's happening here is what we call a limit. So let me write limit here. The limit is these values are approaching a particular number. And if you continue far enough, we can see that in the end, they are approaching 0 yards from the end zone. Will they ever actually reach the end zone? No. When you're talking about a limit, we're not interested in what the numbers actually go to. We're interested in what the numbers are approaching. You're going to see many examples in our mathematics where the numbers approach something, but the actual value is completely different. I know, it's bizarre and outrageous. You have a hard time understanding that. That's why I want to show you one where you can see that it is actually approaching what you would expect, but it will never actually get there, okay? This is exactly what I'm talking about. This value, the number of yards, if you always divide by 2, will never actually reach 0 yards. However, it's getting really, really close. That is the concept of a limit. What are you approaching? What are you getting really, really close to, but maybe not ever actually getting to? What are you going towards? That's what we're going to be trying to figure out when we talk about limits in this course. So, buckle up, hang on, put your helmet on, and get on that field and make sure you practice. Very important that you practice limits to understand them. There are many, many different types, and it's going to be very important that you study hard. Good luck.